This is the What's Next podcast, Houston's #1 platform where I invite creatives to share their journeys and give us a depiction of their visions. Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next? Oh, it's time.
What's good?
I got the intro music playing right now. Hold on.
I hear it.
Yo, Houston, Texas, this is episode 97. If you haven't watched episode 96, I dropped it earlier today. It's a Saturday. Let's go.
Yo, it feel like 95.
Sachi on my body.
Biggie, Jigger, Puffy, all that ball.
Oh, Houston, Texas. Los Angeles, California. Welcome back to the 97th edition of the What's Next podcast. The production is Still Visionary, Inc. This is a creative story. And as you can see, I have my lovely friend with me, Miss Aija Munns. Aija, what's going on?
What's good, everybody?
Listen, I told you this is a recurring thing. Like, you know what? I can't move any further in this podcast without checking in once or twice with you.
Hey, I'm here for it. You know, it's always a pleasure when you have me on. I love being on. I love talking to you. So
No doubt.
I'm always here.
No doubt. Before we get started with the episode, let's introduce our social media handles so we don't disrupt the flow of the conversation when we get to that point.
Okay, perfect. I am Aija Munns on all platforms, except for what am I not on? Okay, so let me tell you what I am on. I'm on Instagram, Aija Munns, Facebook and Twitter, but I don't tweet. And I'm on Clubhouse also. I love Clubhouse. Okay, Aija Munns, and first name is spelled Ajia. Last name Munns. Follow me on Clubhouse, y'all.
And what is your Cash App name? Because we're gonna need that.
Oh, yes. So you can Cash App me. First name is Ajia, and it's my last initial M. So it's Aija M on Cash App. Aija M.
My name is John Ross Dike II, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at John Ross Dike _visionary. Also, you can follow me on my podcast IG page. That is the What's Next Pod _ on IG. If you would connect with me on LinkedIn, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my fan page on Facebook, and visit my website at stillvisionary.com. Directly in front of you, or what is normally in front of you, I have my merch that I sell out the trunk of my car on my website and on this podcast. And you can shop stillvisionary.com/merch. Oh, Aija.
What's good?
Yo, this Clubhouse app, man. How you liking it?
Man, I'm so addicted, and I've never been addicted to any social media. Like when I tell you, I have not. But this one is the one that got me.
Listen, I knew you would be great on there. I knew you would be great on there.
I'm on there every day talking to people, listening to people.
I knew you would be great on there.
Yeah, so shout out to you for my invite.
No doubt, no doubt. Listen.
You know, half the people I invite, they don't even get on. They're asleep.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I would have been the same way if you didn't actually call me and say, Google it, look into it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I think I would have been asleep too.
I knew you would be great on there. And so when like I told you, I gave my first invite to my man, and I don't think he's going to really be good on there, but I knew that you would be great on there. As you can tell, you're moderating rooms and everything.
I jump right in, you know?
Yeah. Where was I? Yeah, but I have some securities with that app, man. Sometimes I hear people talking, right? And here's the insecurity about it. I hear people talking on there as if, and I'm thinking, yo, you sound like you have the #1 of whatever you're talking about. Do you ever get that feeling?
What do you mean? They sound like they are the #1 of them.
People have it's like they sound like everything sounds so great. And again, it's just conversations that people are having, right? And the thing that I do not like about it is the moderation part. I understand that the moderators are there for a reason, but I hate the fact that, you know, it can't get to the point in the conversation where people, like, sometimes in conversations people go at it. Like, listen, I'm not going to attack you physically, but verbally I'm going to attack you, and you need this thrashing. And sometimes listen, I'm gonna tell you, that group we were in, that I was just listening in the conversation about the, you know, the African versus African American, whatever. Listen,
Right.
oh, girl was finna go. She was finna go, and it was like, hold on. We want to no, we don't want to respect anybody's space and time. We want people to thrash people because some people's understanding is off, right? And so, but that's not the insecurity that I have about it. I only know what I know. Right.
And no, I get what you mean. Like, there's some people on there that seem like they got a PhD in whatever they're currently talking about. So you got some people on there that, and it can be intimidating to, like, you have to come with it, or in your first couple of words, not even sentences, you will just sound stupid. But so I understand what you're saying. But I'm not afraid. I'm going to jump in. I don't care. And I'm going to speak with passion. And I'm going to moderate some rooms. And I'm going to align with the people I think is smart. So in case I need some facts, they can back me up. But yeah, I love it. But you know what? I'm going to ping you in another room, because there's this one guy I follow. I think his name, I ain't going to give his name out. But it is this one guy, the guy that I follow. And yo, when he moderates, he let people go. Like, and he would let you know, he announces all the time. He said, I'm not a college professor, and I'm not tolerating any college professors in here. We talking real. Like, he'll announce it like that. So that's the rooms you need to be in, because like, let your ignorant side come out.
When I say insecurities, and it's really, like I said, I know what I know, and that's all I know. I know what I know. I know what works for me. And I don't care what the analytics say. Somebody who does not podcast, who does not know what it is to sit down in front of a microphone and carry a conversation, whether you're interviewing, whether you're having a conversation, whether you're speaking about whatever you do personally or whatever you want to podcast about, I don't think that they have the know-it-all to be able to sit and tell somebody how to podcast when you don't do it. Right?
I agree.
Now, here's the thing. I haven't played organized basketball, right? But it's like, well, let me say this. I didn't play organized basketball in high school, right? And I started from the bottom with it to be able to coach it. You understand what I'm saying? So when I speak basketball to my kids, it's because I watch it and I was given the opportunity. And I started from the bottom, score sheeting and driving buses before I could even get that first chance to stand up on the bench and walk up and down and yell at kids to run the play. You know what I'm saying? And I think some people that podcast understand, listen, it's not just no easy, like, you can't tell me about these numbers. And the reason why I say that is because every Wednesday or so I'm supposed to be in a group, and they talk about, it's podcasting 101. Right? And I went in there and I was like, well, you know, what about this audio drift that's happening when you use the Rodecaster and this and that? And their response was, well, I really don't know what to tell you about that. So, which makes me understand that it's really not about the format of podcasting. It's more so about the numbers on the other side of things.
Yeah, and it's also who your audience is too. Like, that's super important. Like, are you getting your message out? Like, yeah, the tech, you're right. The tech is one thing, but there's a whole nother aspect of podcasting that I think goes beyond just the tech part. Right. And I think that's what you're getting at. Yeah.
Right. And that is what I'm going to address in the last episode of the year in terms of that audience part and why it hasn't been as important to me as it should be.
Right. And when you said in the 100th episode, you're 3 away. Well, how like crazy and dope and amazing is that? What?
Well, listen, thank you, first of all.
I'm super proud of you. It's like nuts.
You know what I was thinking? Because I was listening to Joe Budden podcast, right? And I realized that just because this is 2020, the new decade has not started yet. It starts in 2021, right?
Okay.
And so what I was thinking is, why don't I just, because I've been pressing for that. 100th episode, right? But I was thinking if I end the year off on episode 99 and start the top of the decade off at episode 100, it's the same thing.
I mean, it really, you can, that you're right. It's the same effect. I'm ending the year with my 100th episode. I'm beginning the year with my 100th episode.
Facts.
It's the same thing.
That's
it's
a
the
dope,
same dopeness.
That's a dope double entendre.
Yes. Come on. I love it.
Oh,
I
man.
love it.
But yeah, 97 episodes in, man. I just it's been a lot of hard work.
Yeah, I see your hard work, and I salute you.
I appreciate it.
For real.
Appreciate it. It's been difficult. You know, I just dropped an episode today. Today, Houston, Texas, Los Angeles, California. Today being Saturday, the 19th. I just dropped an episode today at noon that I filmed. What was it, Thursday? And so this one is dropping Tuesday, the 22nd. So,
all right.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited about it. But Aija,
I'm excited for you.
Here is the meat and potato of things, right? You know, I always ask you if you could describe yourself in one word, and I'm going to ask you the same question because you've always given me something different, right? But I was on Clubhouse and I was looking at your profile, and of course, the reason why I said that you were great on there is because you have blown up on there. And I was like, I knew she would be good at this. I knew it, right? But I'm scrolling down your profile and I see the link to your teas. Mm-hmm. And I remember we had a talk maybe around, it was September-ish sometime or whenever that was, about how you were going to do it, right?
Right.
But I never followed up to find out if it is in fact that you had launched it. But when I saw it there, I said, dang, I was the whole time, because I was scrambling to find people to come on a podcast and talk about this thing called merchandising, right? Merchandising,
right.
Whatever your brand, whatever, even if you're self-branding or you're pressing teas or whatever you're doing to do it, I wanted to talk to people about that because I'm launching my brand New Year's Eve, right?
And which brand is this?
This is my brand called Every Tuesday. And here's what I wanted to ask you that I want to say for the podcast, right? I need you to find a studio in LA, right?
Okay.
I need you to find a studio in LA and I need you to record a voiceover for me.
Oh, done.
And I'm gonna throw it. And so when we get off air, because I'm still putting it all together, I have the idea, I have the words, but I'll tell you more about it when we get off air. But I need you to record a voiceover.
Done. You know I got you.
No doubt.
I already know the place too.
No doubt. Yeah, so if you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be now that you've branched off into marketing teas, selling teas? What would that word be?
So I'm gonna give you 2 words.
Okay.
So the word now that I've branched off and sort of started in this merchandising space and what else is new in the Clubhouse space?
Right.
I would say boss and achiever keeps coming to my head.
Right.
So I'm gonna choose boss.
Right.
And my second word for 2020 is healed and healed.
Why?
Because 2020, like a lot of people, you know, has brought a lot of clarity for me internally.
Right.
And it's taught me a lot through relationships that I was in, that I'm no longer in. It like taught me a lot about myself and what I accept and what is unacceptable that I accept. And it just taught me a lot about myself as far as relationships. So, and I saw a therapist this year. So healed and healing, that's my word for 2020. 2020 has been great, but it's also been a reflection of myself through other people.
Right.
Relationship wise.
Right. Listen, you know, I was thinking the other day, and I don't know if I mentioned this to you when I talked to you about the t-shirt thing, I said to myself, and I was thinking, where is this level of finances that I'm looking for coming from? Because as you advance, as I've advanced in this profession of podcasting and just in general, with nearly completing my real estate program, the thought process of going back to a job that is not financially compensating me to where I believe that I should be gets harder and harder to do. Right? Yeah. And I feel like when I take attention away and try to find a job just to pay things off or pay down debt, right? Like my wife had suggested to me, I feel like it takes me further away from where I need to be, because eventually what I'm trying to do is get back to the screen, right?
Right.
And so I made this
your true passion.
Facts. And I made this platform to be able to bring whatever I produce in those lanes here to show it, right? Because this is a creative story. So I'm thinking to myself, and I was talking to my wife, I said, I drop 4 episodes, the minimum a month, right? The minimum a month. I drop 4. If I could start to generate some sales from selling my t-shirts on the podcast, there goes this source of income that I'm looking for. Right. With the second stream of income. So the month of December, what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk to people who are doing that, who have started, who are thinking about it, who are successful at it, who are failing at it, but are not going to give up. And when I saw that in your profile on Clubhouse, I said, why hadn't I even thought about my homie Aija? Why hadn't I thought about that? Right?
Yeah.
So in this new lane that you're in, what do you think that people should take from that?
So that was a great setup, because like you, we need support in our creative endeavors. It's very hard to be at a 9-to-5. And then at some point you can't be at a 9-to-5 no more. Right.
Right.
So I have always taken the position where, I was least creative whenever I had a 9-to-5. So, yeah. So in LA, because I'm like in it, in the thick of it, I've been here 8 years. And in that 8 years, I think there's been maybe 6 years that I haven't had a 9-to-5. Yeah. And 2, no. It's been half, 4 and 4. Let's just say 4 and 4. Mm-hmm. So that means it's been an equal battle. And so what I learned with branching out and being like a boss and like doing, like you're doing real estate, selling your teas, and for me, selling my teas and having other businesses that are coming up, is that is our way to support our creative life. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And, facts.
But what I wanted to stress to people, though, is it's also a learning curve. It also takes energy to put into it. But the difference is the energy that you use, like researching where you want to go. So do you want to do them all yourself? Do you want to press the teas yourself? Do you want to go to a company that's going to do all your shipping and all your pressing for you, and you just do the creative design, which you can you're not going to get 100% of your sales, obviously, because you're not doing 100% of the work. So you got to figure that out. You got to figure if you want to do like maybe press the teas yourself, and then have someone else do just the shipping, or it's a bunch of different things you can do and a bunch of different ways you can go about it. And you have to figure that out for yourself, like for your financial budget, for your capacity on able to handle shipment or not, your capacity and your ability to buy you a machine that will press, you just got to know and get real with yourself. Or if you're going to partner with somebody like my boy who can press it for you, because I looked at that option too. So you just got to look at all of your options. You got to do the research. You got to understand marketing. You got to understand great design. You got to look at what's out there, and you got to be super brandish about it. And once you learn all of that and put all that energy in, I think, and then once you get it going, I think it will, in my case, and what I'm hoping for, it'll like sort of run itself.
Right.
So it's not like a 9 to 5 where that energy is going to come out of you every day,
Right.
forever until you quit. This is like an energy you have to put in up front, and then hopefully the business will run itself after, so long, after so long, and then all you have to do is the upkeep,
Right.
And so I'm someone who I'm very great at multitasking. I'm very great at having a bunch of things going at once. So for me, upkeep is not, for me, it's no problem. Like constantly updating Instagram or constantly doing my marketing or even reaching out to a marketing person. And, so for me, that's no big deal. And that's what I'm willing to do because I'm just a high achiever and a high performing type of person. So sometimes the more I have on my plate, the better I actually feel about myself and the better I feel about my goals and the more creative I am, the more inspiration I get because it's a lot going. So that's where I come at it, but I just feel like everyone has to know themselves and know what they're capable of. That's just what I got to say on that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to be in the space though of merchandise.
Yeah. Yeah, because and so we'll come back to, I had a couple of nuggets inside of what you just said, but we'll come back to that here. So the story behind me wanting to sell merchandise goes back as far as Rockefeller Records, right?
Okay.
Where Jay-Z, Big, and Dame had started Rockefeller Records, and so Rockefeller Records, which didn't necessarily represent the world, it represented them. They put on T-shirts. So here's Jay the talent. And he, on his end, says, okay, well, I'm going to be in Rockefeller Records attire. So he starts to sell that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so on my quest to branding or just being seen in some kind of team or under some kind of umbrella, first of all, my thought process of, you know what? Forget Polo, forget this, forget Gucci, forget that. I want to wear this, right?
Right.
So my story alongside that was that I did not know how to mass produce. And, when we started off with Russell Diaries and Visionary Movements and we did Chameleon Sunrise, for me, it when you're trying to build something, it takes up time when the third party takes their time to edit, takes their time to get back with you. You're up and you're saying, yo, you know what, let me call them. They don't answer because they're doing something else. Right. And so for me, it get frustrating. I've always been the type, like when I learn something, I will find a way to mass produce it. And that's how my T-shirt stuff came about. I found a way to mass produce them. And now that I found a way to mass produce them, I can't stop. Because initially it wasn't for the fact of, I want to make $1 pressing T-shirts. It was the fact of, hey, you know what? I want to wear my T-shirt at a frequency that is the most inexpensive. And the most inexpensive for me was to get the machines, go to a wholesaler, get the vinyls and the T-shirts, press them, and wear them. What was your story?
Exactly. First of all, I love that because in that Dame knew how to sell an experience, what he calls culture. He knew how to sell an experience, and I think that's powerful. I think that's just powerful. But for me, my story is I need multiple streams of income supporting my artistry. And how can I do that in the most creative of ways so my creative muscles can still be going? So that could be selling paintings. I thought about that because I love to paint. But painting and poetry for me are two things that feel like I cheapen it when I try to sell it. I feel like they're pure gifts, and I just can't do it. It doesn't feel right and within me, within my soul. So I was like, okay. When I started designing T-shirts, and I don't even know how I came up with this idea. Like, I want to design a T-shirt. I don't know where the first spark came, but the day I started writing sayings down and started designing on Canva or Place It, the days I started doing that, I couldn't stop. I have 100 designs.
Wow.
I couldn't stop. And I was like, okay, bing, this is creativity. This is a way to make money and say, boom, I'm going to do this. This will be one stream, you know? And, and it's been slow though. Like I put it out, I told friends about it, and it's been slow, like the t-shirt sales, but that's okay because that's how entrepreneurship goes,
right?
You know, like that's literally how it goes. So that was my.
Damn, I hung up. Jesus Christ. Dang, my bad. Shake my head.
We back.
My bad.
We back.
Yeah. My bad. I can't wait
to see how this gonna go, how this gonna turn out.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, just to pick up where I left off. Sorry, y'all, about that. But what I was saying is I'm not going to trade on the stock market because that will be a whole nother muscle that I would have to learn, and then every Monday be available to trade into. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something that's close to my creative lane because that's who I am. But also where I don't have that feeling when I try to like sell my poetry or do poetry readings for money, I don't have that feeling when I sell my t-shirts. So that was my way of like just sort of honoring myself, honoring who I am as a creative, but also getting some income coming in.
Right. Right.
And I have a whole plan with it too. Like the way I'm doing it now, because I sell it on a platform called Teespring. And I have a plan that I won't be selling on there for long. It's just for now to get the brand out, to get my feet wet so I can learn. But eventually I'm definitely going to like do it all myself because, you know, I don't agree with sharing profits if I have an ability to do it on my own, or not necessarily on my own as if I don't need help, but that I don't need another platform to go through. You know what I'm saying? The help I need will be an assistant or something like that. Like, I'm doing it together with a team or another person, putting money in a friend's pocket or a business that I vouch for's pocket instead of putting money into pockets of a Teespring. But I have to do that for now, right, until I get to a certain goal, and then I can go here and then do this and do this and do that.
Well, there are some advantages, you know. There's some advantages because when I say, and here's the thing, the reason why I really wanted to talk about this is, of course, you know, I have an embroidery machine here in my house, right?
I know you're blessed.
And well, no, what it is I have an extremely thoughtful wife who she's just good with the gift giving. I've got a long way to go with it, but she's just great. And so it was
okay. Well, shout out to the wife.
Of course, shout out to her. But I'm here trying to, because you know the brand is really a T-shirt, and it's gonna be embroidered, exclusively embroidered. I don't want to press it. I don't want to do anything, right? So I'm thinking to myself, as I'm trial and erroring on T-shirts, raggedy T-shirts that I have, right? And I'm thinking, man, let me see what everybody's experience is with this, because the pressing thing and the creating a T-shirt from the various programs that I use, that thing I've got down to a T. As long as I'm focused and I got a little time at the house, right? And my time is gonna lengthen a lot after this exam on Tuesday the 22nd, drop day.
Okay. Good luck to you on that.
Oh, thank you, because I passed the practice exam this morning, and so I was on cloud 9. Right.
All right. You got it, bro. You got it.
So the press game and the heat transfer game and I've got that down to a T. But this embroidery is kind of tough. Yeah. Right. And so I want this to exclusively be something that is different from what I'm used to doing. Right.
Right.
And so I just been thinking, where was I going with that? I'm sorry, Aija. Where was I going? I lost my train of thought. Well, I just been thinking the thing is, I'm talking to you now. You mentioned Teespring. My friend that I had on episode 95, she mentioned Teespring, and my friend that I had on episode 96 does more of what I do, right? And that is she okay, so she's kind of a hybrid between you and I. She comes up with the designs in her head, right? She has all the equipment, and then she goes about pressing and screen printing and heat transferring the shirts on her own. Whereas my friend in episode 95, Shea, she uses Teespring and she designs everything. So right now in this battle of, or in this series of how are people pressing and making shirts, it's 2 and 2.
Right.
You and Zen are on the same path, but you have some tendencies of me, and me and Sade are on the same path, and she has some tendencies of you as well. So it's 2 and 2. So I just wanted to find out, is it, because that was my point. I don't want this to be just something that, I cannot see a couple of dollars from. And when I say a couple of dollars, I'm talking about, yes, it's my goal to start off, and it's kind of a large step, but I want to start off with $250 an episode. And it's doable.
It's definitely doable.
It's doable because at that point, then I can say, you know what? I'm good on the coaching. I'm good.
Right.
And as seconds, and this is where it comes from. Okay. This is a story that I have not told on the podcast just yet.
Okay.
I didn't pass the exam the first time I took it, right? November the 6th. I didn't pass it. I came
your real estate exam.
Yeah. I didn't pass it. So I bought a couple of study guides and I've been looking at it, reviewing it, right? And studying, writing down, taking my time and doing stuff like that. But I my wife was studying for her test that she had to take, right?
Okay.
And we said, okay, well, let's study together. She was studying, I was sitting back in a chair taking a test, and I fell asleep. And so I canceled the practice exam, right? And I said, man, forget it. This is my mind frame going into the test.
Okay.
I left my phone on the table. I went and sat on the couch, right? I'm just chilling, about to nod off. And my Cash App hit. Bing, bing, bing. It was money that came into the Cash App, right? I'll tell you what it was later, but it was money that came into the Cash App. And I said to myself, that feeling, right? I'm sitting at the crib. I'm chilling. That feeling right there of having money just hit my account like that because of work that I do that's a passion, that's what I need to do. How do I get to that? And
how do you get to that?
And the closest thing I am to that is this podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So going into December the 31st, which, by the way, the name of that episode is every Tuesday, right? And it's going to drop at noon. Going into that episode, I'm thinking to myself, well, how do I make this happen? You know what I'm saying? How do I make it happen? Right?
Yeah.
And so that's what the inspiration is behind bringing like-minded individuals in December with it. Because you know what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I'm going to, in 2021, I don't know if I'm going to give that shirt out. Nah, you know what? I'm not. I'm just going to stick to the exclusive SVIT and the exclusive What's Next podcast tee. I'm going to stick to this. And I might add in a rubber band, a rubber band with my website on it.
Right. But your tees are great quality. I wear them all the time. That means I wash them all the time. And they're freaking great quality. So there's no reason why you can't hit your goal every episode. No reason. Right. And I feel like your 2021 will be, I just want to confirm for you that it's going to be your year where you make financial gain from your hard work from this podcast. Right. Your consistency is insane, and it maybe takes a little bit more marketing or however, but that's not my lane. But I know you're gonna figure it out because it's even like you can get advertisements from this.
Right.
You have the consistency. You have the So it's not like an advertisement will come to you and feel like, oh, he's not really a podcaster, or oh, he's not really serious. That part is no concern. The only concern is right now is the marketing piece. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you could do it, and that comes with once you get those numbers and your marketing is right. it's endless. Your shirts will sell. You go get those Cash Apps, your Zales, whatever. However, it's just gonna be coming. Like the advertisements, all of it is just gonna be coming. The cross, people are cross doing what you call it, their podcast, and helping and the followers follow each other's podcast. I mean, it's just like some dope stuff happening, with podcasters, and I think it's just powerful, and that's your lane.
Listen, man, I have to stop and give you flowers, right? And like I said, you've always made LA look luxurious.
Well, and I don't even post that much. That's great.
Yeah, you make it look luxurious. Now you're on the Clubhouse app and you're killing that, right? So I think it's only a matter of time. Like, prime example, I mean, listen, your numbers have grown so much on the Clubhouse app, right? And listen, I'm a math guy, so I always look at numbers, right? And I always look at numbers. And so I think that you are doing a phenomenal job. I like the fact that it's never out of the question for you.
Yeah.
As long as it's morally sound, it's never out of the question. I'm looking on your website, and I was going to buy a couple of teas for my wife, right? I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to buy them. No doubt. You know that. There's a law. Hold on. Let me not say my wife's size. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me add to the cart. Hold on. I'm going to add that to the cart, and then I'm going to let me look for another design, right? But I'm going to send that to you. So I've added one to the cart already. The black one that says, Dear black woman, I value you endlessly. I value endlessly. Yeah, I'm gonna add.
So to all the black women listening, that is my quote and shirt for you.
Right.
For the brothers to wear it, for the sisters to wear it, just to let all know that we value you endlessly.
Right. Right. What's your favorite? What are your top 3 shirts?
That I designed so far. Mm-hmm. There's one that is not out yet.
Okay.
And it's I don't want to say too much, but basically it says I'm not here for you. Like, I'm not here to please you. I'm not here for your entertainment. I'm not here for you. I'm here for a human experience, basically. So that's one that I love. I also love the Dear Black Women, I Value Endlessly. And I really love the Dope Dads Club. Right. It's a t-shirt called the Dope Dads Club. Right. Because there's a lot of single fathers out there. There's just a lot of dope dads that I see on Instagram and just everywhere. So I just wanted to do something for the dads too, because dope dads do exist. There are people out there that are great fathers. So I love that shirt.
Right. Right. What song's on your mind?
Good question. See, I've been on Clubhouse way too much. I haven't been. And I'm a huge music lover. Right. Like, Clubhouse is taking over. Okay, what song's on my mind?
For me,
I think I was gonna say Freedom by Beyonce.
With K. Lamar.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah, that's it.
For me, I'm gonna go with of course, listen, I'm a Nas head. You know that to the
I knew you was gonna say
I'm a Nas.
Can you go one time without singing a Nas song?
Okay. I'll do it today.
Okay. That's a Nas though, because he is fine.
I am
let me stop.
You gotta relax. Come on. Oh, but I'm gonna go Jay-Z. You don't know. He had a line in there, the second verse, and it goes, if someone would have told me that Hov could sell clothing, not in this lifetime, wasn't in my right mind. Yeah.
Very fitting. Very fitting.
And then he goes on to say, not in this lifetime, wasn't in my right mind. That's another difference that's between me and them. I smartened up, opened the market up. You see, and see, that is where, look, because I said this in episode 95, fashion, people can live without podcasts. There's still some people that are not on podcasts right now, but you can't live without putting on a piece of clothes.
That's right.
Right. So, I mean, that's obvious, right? But if you can figure out a way to sell it, man.
Man, you right.
Yo, do you know anybody else in LA that's doing clothes? I got to get somebody locked in for 98, and then I can relax because 99 is all me. I might call you on 99 too.
Oh, please do. Let me just get in there. Even if it's not the whole thing about me, let me just give you a good little 15 minutes.
Oh man.
No,
Yeah, I'm
but
gonna call you.
I
I'm
got
gonna call you.
you.
I'm gonna call you.
Somebody.
It might be.
Okay.
I thought to see. Here's the thing. You know, you 2 hours behind. So I looked at our basketball schedule, and we got you know, that's another thing. I love coaching basketball. I love it. I love it with all my heart and soul. But you know, when we have breaks as educators, there's some educators that go on breaks and they duck off. You don't know where they are. For me,
Right.
for me, the breaks be just, oh, you don't have to teach. You're just coming up here to have practice 2 hours a day. And sometimes you just want to stay at the crib. So I'm thinking,
Right.
where am I going to have that time to record episode number 99? Right? Where am I going to have that time? And so, man, I don't know. It might be like midnight when the ball drops. No. Midnight, that is going from the 30th to the 31st, because I'm dropping at noon on the 31st for this episode, right?
Okay.
So
And when are you dropping 99?
December the 31st
Okay.
at noon. So it would have been recorded already.
Right.
I would have had that voiceover from you and put that in the video already, because I'm talking about that. And
Okay.
and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me. I got you.
So that you can see it, and you just send me that voiceover, and we'll get that done like that.
Perfect.
And when we get off the podcast, I'll talk to you more about what I was talking about.
Yeah, and send it to me ASAP.
No
because
doubt.
the last week of the year, I'm not trying to do nothing.
Right, I hear you. And all you got to do is, okay, this is how. So you're going Freedom. I'm going You Don't Know. Jay-Z. You're going, okay, Jay-Z and Beyonce. Okay, we're doing the Carters today. All right.
I guess so.
So today is the 19th of December, 2020. We have 12 days until the ball drops, right? Until the ball drops. What do you hope to attain in the 12 days left over in this year?
Peace, healing,
yeah,
freedom,
right,
relaxation.
No doubt.
I have always strived, achieved, no matter if I got the desired results, I've always been out there, you know what I mean, on the pavement, like going so hard. And my grandmother actually, there was an article that online news company did on me, and I sent it to my grandmother, the PDF version, and she called me, and the first thing she said was, "You're doing too much." She was like, she just basically, that's what she said. So I'm taking her advice, and for the last 12 days, I'm going to not do nothing. As much as possible, I'm going to not do nothing. I'm going to relax. I'm going to just go into myself and just see how I'm feeling. Like sometimes when I meditate, I ask myself, how am I feeling? How do I feel about I'm just going to have those type of moments. I'm going to have moments where I'm writing in my gratitude journal. That's what I'm doing. I ain't doing nothing else. I'm not worried about my accomplishments, my goals, what I'm not doing right, what I am doing right, how my acting career is going, why I didn't get a call back from Power. But,
Let's go.
I ain't gonna worry about all that. Now, shout out to them because I did get the audition, and I'm always grateful for any of the auditions that I ever get. So, right. But still, call me back, y'all. Right. But so I'm relaxation. That's what I'm doing.
Listen.
What about you? I'm curious to know what you're gonna do.
Man, in the 12 days, man, I got a lot to do. I've got that test on the 22nd, which will put me 9 days out of the new year. There's Christmas with my wife. We got a couple of basketball games, but most importantly, I got episodes 98 and 99 to do, and I got to do the promo video for the company for the new year, which is, it's just 2 locations. I'm gonna rent the equipment. My sister's gonna DP it. Get that voiceover. I'm gonna lace that voiceover under it, black and white. You know, make it special like the intro video I did in 2019. And
Okay.
listen, I think that passing this test on the 22nd, because I've already seen it. I put the Bible verse up. I wrote myself a note on the window. I think that passing that test will be the start of the new decade for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I told my wife, I got to come out of that test with one of the 2 passed, because that way I'm halfway there. You know what I'm saying? But after today, I'm confident. I know for sure I'm passing that test on Tuesday.
Period.
And even if I don't, you know what I'm saying, I'm still going to, top of the decade, it's still going to get done, right? And so that's my biggest thing in 12
But you're
days.
going to pass. I got faith in you. You're going to pass.
I appreciate
See, your end of the year is not what I want.
Yeah. My end of the year is crazy.
It is crazy. And you forgot to mention you doing a video for your friend too, So I just want to say, rest in peace to her.
Whoa.
Take a moment.
Yeah, okay, no doubt. Yeah. It's crazy because he was a great father.
Yeah.
Right. And so I hadn't even it puts me, because I feel I haven't really talked about this on the podcast because I wanted to wait, right? I wanted to wait to the top of 99 to talk about it, but we're here. It brought me back to my time period with baby.
Yeah.
And not necessarily, and it's not so much about baby D, it's more so about watching her evolution on the way to that marriage, on the way to that relationship. Right. And so when your friend goes through something like that, you kind of like bear the burden. And for me, I felt myself thinking like, yo, this life is so short, it's so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because here I am, I'm like, yo, I need you to, and here I am, we're talking on November the 29th. That's how crazy it is. We talked on November the 29th, and she called me on an opportunity that she looked out for me for. You know what I mean? Like, so she called me, she was like, hit me ASAP. I called her, we shot the shit, we talking, I'm like, yo, when are you gonna come on the podcast? Yada, and she was like, we can make that happen. I got this going, I got this going. I say, how's the tribe? We start talking about that. Everything is good. So I'm just like, man, I appreciate you, because I told my wife, I tell everybody, I tell you, like, I owe my career to this woman. Outside of my wife, my wife stands.
Right. Well, we already know that. Your wife is number one.
She's
if
number
y'all
one.
Didn't know, y'all need to know.
She's number one. But and then there's God, there's my wife, and then there's me, and then there's my lodge who kind of put me on the platform, and then there's her, who no matter what project I had going, she held me down, right? And I didn't want to, I'll drop this clip sometime later on after everything is said and done, but I'm gonna take the time right now and say, Toccara, Taylor, from the bottom of my heart, I love you, because she, like you, Aija, have been great staples in my career. You know what I'm saying? And I don't take that lighted. I don't take that for granted. She gave me everything, right? So when she called me and was like, listen, I need this done, no problem. I got you no matter what. And I'm going to put my heart and soul into it, because that's what she would do for me. You know what I'm saying? And so Grant Taylor was a great father. I'm looking at some of the videos, and it's just like, wow. Right? Because, it ain't no coming back from that. And I'm talking about from the aspect of when you pass, and you go, I pray he makes it to heaven. I know he'll make it to heaven, but it ain't no coming back. My wife says that death is not for the person who died. It's for us to get the people that are living to get closer to Jesus, to understand the gospel, to walk in that right path, right? But, we bear the burden of the people that are left behind. We bear that burden.
Yeah.
And the burden can get heavy.
Yeah, it can.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like you said, rest in peace. I want to give him another moment of silence, man.
All right.
Oh man.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Grant Taylor.
And to anybody that is listening, not to cut that name off, but to anybody that is listening and that knows what we're talking about, knows the pain of loss, then we just shout you out too, because we understand the two people you hear, because loss has not missed us either in our lives. So I just want to shout that out too, and just let whoever's listening know that you're not alone.
No doubt.
Period.
No doubt. This is 4 episodes. There was LA inspired creativity, innovative. We're up next. What you want to name this one? Because we'll go with it.
No, I don't got it.
Listen. We got time.
I'll brainstorm it.
No doubt.
Because we had LA Inspire. I love that one.
Yeah, that was a great one. That was a great episode, man. You see, and that's what I'm talking about. You open up your spot for me to do multiple podcasts in your spot, man. I'm forever grateful for that. You know what I mean?
Anytime.
You know what I'm saying? Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next?
I was mouthing when you said what's next because I knew that was coming.
Oh, man.
What's next? Greatness. Period. Nothing less.
Right. I'm gonna send you t-shirts again. You want an extra color? What color you want?
Oh yes. Wait, what color can I choose from?
Any other color. The you get the exclusive one, the black and the what's it called? I mean, you know what? Send me the color you want. I'll send you a different color.
Okay, perfect.
All right. And listen, man. Houston, Texas, man. You already know what time it is. This is episode 97. We're working on the title.
Yes.
My homegirl Aija Munns out in Cali always blesses my podcast with some light. Aija, I'm eternally grateful. This is episode 97, dropping on the 22nd. Oh man,
I'm grateful. Thank you for having me. I'm grateful for you too. Anytime. Love you.
No doubt. Houston, Texas. I do what I do for myself to prove that I can do it for others. Aija, say bye.
Bye, everybody. Follow me on Clubhouse.
Peace and blessings.
My crystal ball, I see crystal. I crystal y'all with that. I saw the sign like Ace of Spades. That Ace of Spades get cracked me like cheers to the money guy. The Willie niggas who buy them bottles and then they spill these liquors. Yo, salute my dude. I see you, dog. 5 bottles, 1 dick. Why I need 2 bras? I know I'm out of line, but love is shower time. You know it rose rain when your cloud is 9. Get off that high ass hussy. This a private party. Been on my dick too long.